Hey everybody, Charlie and I are two here, and welcome back to Starfield. We last left off, we did some pirate stuff, and we've now docked with the pirate ship, I believe. And let's go see what happens. Oh, this is the pirate ship. This is the UC ship, and we're going to go tell them what happened. That's what we're doing.
My way, I'd space whoever killed him.
Yeah, because I remember this guy with the hat. So yeah, we're going to go report what we found, which is the location of the Crimson Fleet, like their headquarters. I think they said in Crete system.
Call us sharks. They know
Hello.
There you are. I want answers, and I want them right now. We intercepted your exchange with the Ragana. What the hell possessed you to kill those innocent people?
What the hell did you expect me to do?
I expected you to find another way. Part of being an effective sys-def agent is weighing all your options, then choosing the path of least resistance while minimizing loss of life. What you've done is use a shortcut to get the job done without accounting for any of the ramifications. That's unacceptable.
I really tried to board them, but they blew up.
You represent UC sys-def, which means you always have a choice. I realize you have a role to play, but you have to be better than those pirates. Now I have to waste precious time smoothing this over with Mast. Make up excuses, perhaps even lie on my reports. Let me make this crystal clear. You do what you can to stay in the fleet, but it's not a license to kill. That is where we draw the line. Do something like this again, and you're out. I'll hang the goddamn wanted posters myself. Understood?
What if not doing what the fleet wants blows my cover?
The Crimson Fleet is motivated purely by material wealth. Bloodshed is typically a side effect of getting what they want.
No, she specifically asked me to kill that man.
Capable of avoiding the need to take a life, but if it jeopardizes the mission, we'll evaluate when the time
Oh, so
comes.
now you're saying, yeah, it's fine if I absolutely have to. All right, cool, understood.
Good. All this ugliness aside, were you at least able to join the fleet?
Looks like I passed their test.
Then there is one positive to come out of this senseless tragedy. Let's focus on that and move forward with the mission.
Our intel on Saoirse was correct. After we received reports on your interaction with Adler Kemp, we picked up on your rendezvous with Neva Mora.
Our files indicate she's second in command, so getting on a good side will ensure you get into the Crimson Fleet.
Everything's going according to plan.
Yes, you passed your first test and you're still alive. But before we get too confident, that either means she suspects nothing, or she intends to make an example of you later. Just remember, these are ruthless criminals, so don't let your guard down.
And their ruthlessness is only surpassed by their cunning. You should proceed with caution, regardless of how well you think you've ingratiated yourself.
So what's next for you on Neva's agenda?
I was told to meet Neva at the key. I've got coordinates to the Crimson Fleet base. Neva wanted to meet near Europa again, so we could lie and go full criminal. Shouldn't I get off before my cover's blown?
The Vigilance is equipped with one of the most advanced intelligence suites in the UC fleet. Nothing slips through. You can rest assured, if the Crimson Fleet had any access to our whereabouts or had infiltrated our security, we'd know. As long as you're here, your identity is safe.
I doubt that. Got coordinates to their base.
Excellent. If you're heading to the key, I assume you'll be meeting Delgado soon.
Delgado is the leader of the Crimson Fleet. I have a profile here with some
If
information.
you guys
on his
know
background.
where their base is, why don't
You'll
y'all
want
just
to
go
know the
kill
individual
them?
cadences of every member of the fleet, but Delgado's most of all.
In any case, now that you're with the fleet,
Get profiles.
you'll be operating independently. We will shadow you eventually, but we'll need to maintain our distance for now, especially while you're on the key. This will also give us time to bolster our defenses, should we need to engage with the fleet in the future.
Sir, on that note, shall we begin implementing the upgrade to our shields?
Immediately, Lieutenant. Notify the engineers and relay the information to the crew.
Why would you
I
wait
hope
until
your
now to
entry
do
into the
that?
fleet has overcome any doubts you may have had regarding your mission. It certainly increased my estimates on success. Keep up the good work. We'll expect further reports. Dismissed.
I find it very odd how they want to make it seem like they're upset that I killed someone, but they actually really don't care. If anything, I just made his life slightly inconvenienced.
This is just the beginning.
And then they're like, don't do that again. But good job. Alright, let's go continue. I hate your hat. Alright, it's like a beret, but not put on properly. Okay,
Have any new books for me?
we need to get Cor. I mean, we have to have Sam because he's got like, what is it, the logistics or whatever it's called, so that we can carry more stuff. But man, they talk incessantly. All right, I guess we'll continue with Crimson Fleet. Let's go here. We have not been there, so we need to go to Cheyenne and then Cheyenne to Sagan. I'm assuming as in Carl Sagan. What is going on? That's weird. I just want to go here. Can we go here? There we go. Slight UI issue there.
Welcome to Freestar Space. We're gonna do a quick scan for contraband, and you could be on your way.
Sure, I guess.
Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
Okay, don't want to land. We're gonna go to Sagan next. Carl Sagan. We're all Stardust. For those of you who are too old to know, he was like the OG Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was the one that made talking about
It never gets old.
like quantum physics and stuff was actually fun to talk about with Carl Sagan. He had a show, and he had a way of like explaining things that made it like very complex theories and ideas, and made them very like understandable and relatable. We might as well survey this while we're here. How is it already somewhat surveyed? I don't understand that. So really, we could finish this one by just surveying the nickel and the water. And the CO. Cobalt. Single planet around this star, huh? It's a red dwarf, correct? Alright, so missions. So Crix, let's go ahead. Ooh, I wonder if the pirates have ship parts that we can buy.
Another jump down. Take that, Dad.
Take that, Dad. What? Such an
Hey,
edgelord.
Dad. Want to hear a poem I wrote?
No, I don't
It's
want to
called
hear
a
your poem.
haiku. I just read about them.
I want to just
A
dock
haiku?
with this place.
That sounds exciting. Let's hear it.
Okay. It's called Space.
You've already did your haiku.
Space is cold and
We're
dark.
docked.
Starships fly there like comets, carrying us home.
Not bad. Hey, will you write it down so I can carry a copy with me?
I'll copy down too. You know how you lose things.
Okay. Well, haikus, I guess. Stay on the ship. Pirate stuff to do. Maybe I shouldn't wear my mantis hat. Maybe they'll be like, what is going on?
It was 10K, but it was 30. Big difference on 40% of 10 versus 30.
You wanted 4K, you got 4K. Not my problem.
I guess
If
we're
you're
gonna shoot each
stealing
other.
From me, you bet your ass it's your problem.
Yeah. This is the
You
these
can't
guys are bad
Way to
intro.
make a mess in front of my new rook.
Hey, steal from me and get caught? Better off dead.
Sounds like you did the fleet a favor. Now toss this body out of an airlock before it turns into a damn air freshener. The hell took you so long? Forget how to grav jump or something?
Yes. Had my own affairs to deal with.
I don't care. Time is money and you've wasted both. That ends today. Clear?
I mean,
But
you could end today.
All that aside, you made it. So now, you get to hear a nifty history lesson. Pencils ready? Good. This floating scrap heap you're standing on is called the Key. Used to be an old UC military star station, and now it's the fleet's base of operations. Might look a little beat up on the outside.
Really like how you
We keep it together.
took your eyeshadow / eyeliner and matched it to your pirate uniform. Nice little touch. Looks like a good place for some R&R. Place looks like a dump. Bet it really pisses off the UC that you're stationed here.
You think? And that's only part of it. I'll let Delgado fill you in on the whole story. He tells it better anyway. But I can give you the short version while we walk the station. Anyway, I'll tell you all about the Key. But it's better if I show you too. Follow me.
Found it odd that you're so open and trusting. All of these factions.
So, the Key is in orbit around Suvorov. That's the very same ice ball where the United Colonies built a supermax prison they call the Lock. The UC is so clever. Supermax prison, Lock, Key. Cute, huh?
Yeah, I get it. I found it odd that you guys wouldn't change the name. Yeah, UC
Now,
sucks.
We've got everything the fleet needs right here. Of course, you've got to pay for it. Remember, on the Key, credits are king.
Hold on a second.
What the hell is this? All right, hang on, Nev.
There's nobody
Sweetie,
here. There's
this
ship
is
services. I want to talk to these guys.
Jasmine, sweetie, I'm trying to give a tour here. So you want to tell me why those damn doors are sealed?
It's called a malfunction. You know, that thing I spend most of my day dealing with. Believe me, my people are on it. Have a little faith for once.
Aw. And you always, Angel. This here's Jasmine. You need anything for your ship, she's got you covered. We'll hit up the depot next since these
I need
doors
ship
have
stuff.
given out on us. So anyway, we were talking about the Lock. About 100 years ago, the prisoners down there rioted and took over the place. After stealing some ships, they were actually able to make it up here and took over the Key.
About time you brought us new blood, Neva. I was getting tired of trading with the same old faces.
You're just ticked everyone's getting wise to your ridiculous prices, Elutra.
Weapons.
Anyway, welcome to the depot, Rook.
So if I steal from the
Really
pirates,
these
right?
blood-sucking leeches
Shouldn't
don't
be a bad
bleed you
thing.
completely dry.
Whoa, whoa. It's not our fault that people don't appreciate how much it costs to get untraceable merchandise onto the Key.
Neva's just
Is this where I can sell?
She lost a ton of cash selling us a shipment of gear. She should have done her homework.
Yeah, sure, laugh it up. I'll remember that next time I need something from you cheapskates. Let's move on.
Ooh, it is.
Back to my story.
Does have physics.
After the liberated prisoners grabbed the Key, they established it as a base.
Can we sell
of
contraband here?
operations
Is what I
and
meant to
began
ask.
pirating the spaceways. That was how the Crimson Fleet began. Of course, Jasper Cricks had a lot to do with all that, but we'll get to him later.
Jasper Cricks.
Meet Zuri, queen of the rare exports.
If I don't have it, you don't need it.
Neuroamps, blueprints. Hit her up
Blueprints.
and she'll take care of you.
Speaking of
What
which,
do you mean blueprints?
You still owe me for that last purchase, Neva. It's like 5 figures. Don't make me collect it the hard way.
The hard way. Oh no. Rook, protect me from Zuri's vengeance. Enough of the bullshit, Zuri. I'll pay you when I pay you. Deal with it. Got a problem with that? Take it up with the boss.
My
On
prices
the
may
right,
be high,
got
but
Bradley
these
from the Trade
goods
Authority.
ain't exactly easy to
I'm
find.
sure you know the deal there.
By the way, I
Buy pretty much anything.
did a little bit of
How
research on the
Then we
razor
got
leaf.
our med bay on the left, run by the one and only Samina Misra. She'll patch you up if you've got the money.
Because I figured there had to
We
be
don't
more
run
to
any
it.
free clinics up in
Apparently
here,
it
you
has
know?
shielded cargo.
Okay.
So we may want
This is
to
our
use
final
that to
stop.
build another ship with, so
Over
that we
there,
can use shielded
you've got
cargo.
the last Nova, where Bog serves watered-down drinks at ridiculously exorbitant prices. And right here
Darth
is
Vader's
the
chair.
most important place on the entire station, the Reckoner's Core, run by the incomparable Shinya Voss.
Another new rook, Neva? I can't believe Delgado still lets you recruit, given what happened with the last one.
You mean Austin Ray? It's been taken care of, all right? I don't like loose ends, and this rook is the one who tied it off.
Perhaps next time you'll try to be a bit more discerning regarding your choices. It's far more cost-effective.
Yeah, love you too, darling. Anyway,
We're going to have to use that chair, aren't
Shinya
we?
handles our lifeblood, the money. We call him our Reckoner, but if you ask me, he's actually a pain in the ass.
And Neva will slit your throat if she thinks you'll bleed creds.
Go to hell, boss. Take care of our new friend here, or I'll find a way to pull the pin on that little party popper in your chest.
That's what that
Anyway,
is.
Shinya will get you set up in our system. I've got real work to do.
So he has explosive on his
Once
chest.
you're done, head upstairs and I'll introduce you to the boss.
Time for a proper introduction. I am Shinya Voss, the official reckoner for the Crimson Fleet. And since Neva so thoughtfully mentioned it, yes, this is a bomb embedded in my chest. And no, I'll never know the meaning of the word humble. In fact, I find Delgado's idea of a security measure to be quite empowering.
It's the most clever security measure I've ever seen.
Glad you approve. Obviously, betrayal isn't taken lightly around here. Since I oversee the bulk of transactions and maintain all accounts for the fleet, I'm a prime target for information.
You are.
Should our enemies capture me, or I grew any semblance of a moral conscience, you might consider me the greatest threat we have. For Delgado, the bomb grants peace of mind and a certain degree of safety.
I bet you don't get out much.
It's been over 5 years since I've stepped off the key. Leaving this place puts far too much at risk. Now, let me get you set up. A moment while I convene with the core.
Give me
Thanks
money.
to advanced modifications even Dujin would envy. I can interface directly with our mainframe and the Galbank network. This allows me to move and clean credits faster and more efficiently than any run-of-the-mill cyber runner.
You're not actually hitting buttons, my dude.
There, you're done. All you need now is Delgado's blessing, and you'll be one of us.
Time to make those credits. Any other modifications I need to know about?
None. Other than my chest and arm modifications, I am but a simple man. Is the interview over now? Can we get back to work?
Time to make those credits.
The perfect segue into my final subject. Thanks to our relations with contacts across the galaxy, we always have a steady stream of jobs available. I've granted you all the necessary permissions to access these listings at any time, using the computers that surround the core.
Sounds like we'll be doing a lot of business together. Not interested in small jobs, just tell me we're officially done here.
If Neva's chosen wisely, we certainly will. Now, I believe that covers all I have to say, so you can run along to Delgado. Take the elevator to the upper level. You should be able to find your way from there, I hope.
All right, listen up. You can all stop complaining. Atrium to cargo bay doors have been repaired. Oh, and you're welcome, Nev.
It says range. Oh. This is the range? This isn't a range. This is just... Why would you put tables down here? I guess to shoot the glasses off? Okay. Alright, so if that's the case, if she's fixed the doors, does that mean we can talk to ship services now?
Still have nightmares about that job in Cheyenne.
Because I want to do that. Where was it?
Kinetics, electromags, energy weapons.
Oh, wait a minute. You just went in a circle. It was right here. You there.
If you need credits, hit up the mission boards at the core.
Long day. I need to talk to Samina about getting...
I guess she's not here yet?
Anything ship-related, you're at the right place.
Yes.
So, looks like we got ourselves a new rook. Once again, I'm Jazz, resident engineer here. Like Neva said, you need ship parts, repairs? I'll hook you up. As long as your credits are good.
Hope Fleet has a wider variety than the UC and Freestar.
It may not be wider, but it's not on the books, if that's what you're getting at. I can guarantee your ship will be in good hands. So if you're looking for an upgrade, let me know. We got the best selection in the settled systems. Illegal, unregistered, recalled. We sell it all. No questions asked.
Always looking for an edge.
Anything that keeps the UC and Freestar Rangers off your tail is a must-have in my book. Just let me know when you want to talk business.
I want to talk business now.
No, but just remember, I don't work for free.
View and modify.
Sure. Let me punch that up, and we can have at it.
Alright, let's see what they sell. Oh, my ship is ugly. We've got to fix this. Ship builder, I guess, is probably the best way to see the parts. So, shield generators. Let's see if they have anything crazy. This is the one we're using, 1450. Nothing crazy there. Structural, they got Hope Tech, Nova, Stroud. And we've got these cannons. I think I'm just looking for like high price at the moment to kind of be a judge. Like, that's Vanguards. All that looks the same. Landing bays. Ooh, shielded cargo. Okay, so that's a thing. Man, it really doesn't tell anything in the descriptions other than you would think it would be like this cargo will prevent you from being scanned, but it doesn't do that. So this is only 190 cargo. Okay, they're bigger. 170, 160, 190 shielded cargo. So that's the biggest shielded cargo we can get is 190. So we can just line a ship with a bunch of these. And we can have all shielded cargo. That sounds good to me. We could just place them on the side of the ship there. Cockpits. I need like a bridge, like a big one. For like lots of cruise stations. These have 4. These are Stroud. And they come with cargo. So one of these might not be a bad choice. Quite ugly though. But we can boost up our crew numbers with this. And I think we can just plop it on the front. 9,000, how much do we have? 45? Tempting. But I would want to replace all of my cargo as well. Should we do it? I don't know. There was a big one we saw somewhere. That's what I want. We'll just wait for that. Different docking ports. I like the frontal docking port. I really like the idea behind that. So you could put like your bridge up top. And then put this docking port like right on the front. I also like the side ones too. And engines, these are all the same. Scan jammer. This is new. Increases your chance of evasion during a ship scan by 50% if you're using a shielded cargo module and carrying cargo van. So you need this and shielded cargo, and you still have a chance of getting found out. Fuel tanks. Got some big ones. Landing gear. Ooh, I like these. Oh, these are cool too, the Hope Tech ones. And grav jobs, anything crazy. We need more range. Jump range. I guess it just doesn't show until you throw them on. Alright, we'll build this off camera. I just wanted to see what they had. Do you guys have a console that buys things? I don't know, maybe. Let's go talk to Delgado. Domo arigato, Mr. Delgado. Domo domo. Command center. Whoa, what is this? Is this drugs? Hookah. Okay, cool. Welcome to Chunks. Is stuff stilling here, or can we just have it? It looks like we just have whatever we want. It's not labeled as stilling.
We'll have the
Ah, there's our other new recruit.
Hello, Delgado.
So, now that we are all here, it's time to get down to business. The two of you are the only rooks that have made the latest cut. The rest, well, let's just say they won't be joining us ever again. Neva's willing to put her neck on the line and vouch for you, which means you've got what it takes to join the Crimson Fleet.
I'm just waiting to cash in.
You and everyone else on the station. Keep following orders, and you'll get paid. It's as simple as that. All right, let's get started here. When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet, you're in it for the long haul. No one quits. No one retires. The only way out is death.
Okay.
You stay loyal, or you pay the consequences. Fleet before friends. Fleet before family. Fleet before yourself.
Hope that doesn't include fleet before breakfast, am I right? Why would a pirate organization have so many rules?
Of course we have rules. If you think the Crimson Fleet was built on a lawless dream, think again. Our influence, our money, our respect comes from meticulous planning and every last soul in the fleet following my orders to the letter. That is why you need to learn to place the fleet before everything.
Got it, boss.
Boss? Good. You're getting it already. I like that.
Can we get on with this? I want to get drunk at the last Nova.
I'm impressed. That is the first intelligent thing you have said this entire time, Mathis. Since you two seem so eager to move forward, let's get to your next
Is that
job.
the other newbie?
Pack your cold weather gear, Rooks. Where we are going, you're going to need it.
Oh, God, don't tell me you're dragging him down to Suvarol for another one of your little initiation runs. 10 Johns to the surface, 12 dead Rooks. You'd think by now you would have given up on that goddamn campfire story.
Crix's legacy is no story, Neva. We've got fresh eyes in the fleet. And if these two want to impress, they're going to help me search those ruins.
I hope you're right, Dale. That new code we grabbed for the lot cost us a ton of credits. And a decent captain.
So we're going to go into the prison.
Initiation, as Neva calls it, is your chance to see where it all began. On Suvorov with Jasper Crix. Crix led the riots that gave birth to the Crimson Fleet. And if his legacy is still out there,
what is his legacy?
The ones to find it.
Tell me more about his legacy.
Before Crix left the fleet, he left a message talking about a major score. One that would set up the fleet to be a big player in the settled systems. Somewhere down the line, they started calling it Crixus Legacy. And everyone who's tried to find it has wound up empty-handed, missing, or dead. If we're gonna beat those odds, we'll first need a lead. And I would wager we will find one on Suvorov.
Dale's leaving out the best part. That this whole search is based on a handful of words on a very old slate. Crix left a lot of big talk on that recording, and not a lot of facts. Some of us believe in it more than others.
Don't listen to her. When we get our hands on Crix's legacy, the fleet will be operating at a completely different level. We will become more than a match for UC Systef.
Will be unstoppable.
Exactly. Now you're beginning to
So is this
understand.
like a choice thing? Do we get to choose
Okay,
Crimson Fleet
enough
versus
discussion. We have
SecDef
got a lot of work to
or
do.
SysDef?
To that end, the next stop is the lock. I've had Jazz feed the coordinates into your ship's computer. Since Mathis doesn't have a ship, he's going to ride with me. I'll see you down there, Rook. Don't keep me waiting.
You will wait as long as I need. Is there anything you can tell me about his history before you end up in the lock?
I could tell you stories that would last for hours. But now is not the time. You have a job to do, and I don't like to be kept waiting. When you... well, if you get back to the key, I am sure you can find some copies of the interview he gave to SSNN around here, somewhere. I think those recordings might give you the history lesson that you are looking for.
Okay. What's up with this initiation?
Yeah, I suppose. What did you want to know?
What's the deal with Mathis?
There is no deal. You and Mathis are two sides of the
So
same
Mathis
coin.
is gonna die.
A couple of rooks fighting for a spot in the fleet. Only problem is that he is down a ship and you are not, which puts you ahead. Just
I have
barely.
2 ships.
Who knows? Maybe he'll get lucky and you won't make it off Suvorov in one piece.
So what, only one of us can be initiated? What happened to Jasper Crix in the lock?
Nobody knows exactly what went down. I mean, there's all sorts of rumors. Creeks was in prison for almost 5 years. And judging from the look of the facility, every moment must have been miserable. I suppose he just got fed up and decided to take matters into his own hands. Got the prisoners behind him and kept pushing until he reached the key. The cojones on that guy. UC's toughest supermax prison, and he just waltzed the hell out of there like it was nothing. I would love to have been a part of that.
So you guys, so that was long ago. So you guys are like 3rd or 4th generation Crimson Fleet, right? So you're criminals now, but you weren't necessarily part of the penal system. I guess you could have been descendants. That's fine. That's all for now.
Fine. Then get moving.
Let's go. Is there anything I want to steal around here, though?
Never do a job unprepared. Need
Tissues.
supplies, you hit up the depot.
Need something?
The fleet protects our warning, but you turn against us. And you're dead.
There's a gun in here. I mean, I can just have this, right? Oh.
Tell us about your arrest.
Oh, my arrest was spectacular. Definitely one for the record books. UC Security sent an armada after our little fleet of ships and picked us off one by one until the remainder of us made it to the wheel.
For a listener's benefit, that was the star station in orbit around Volii that you destroyed just before your arrest, correct?
You see, that's what they'd have you believe, but the truth is much less sinister. There was a firefight on the wheel when they tried to bring us in. We holed up, but UC Security unleashed hell. The damage they caused was catastrophic. We only surrendered so we wouldn't die when the station exploded.
Well, the UC says you set demolition charges to try and cover your tracks and make your
More to this story, isn't there?
That's their story. You'll have to go with your gut on what you think really happened. Anyway, they took us in and tossed us into the lock. That lovely resort they opened on Suvorov.
And you were imprisoned there for how long?
Well, it was supposed to be for life, Gale. But I ended up up serving 2 years before I decided I'd had enough.
Is there any particular reason that you started the riots that eventually led to the worst prison break in United Colony's history?
Yes. I'm quite proud of that, actually. I honestly didn't think it would go as well as it did. As for the reason, well, it's simple. The UC were treating us like animals. The conditions in the lock were ridiculously bad and no one cared.
Is this Kurt Russell?
That's why they stuck us on that ice
Snake
ball
Plissken?
in the first place. Out of sight, out of mind.
Your escape caused the deaths of many that were stationed at the lock. Some would brand that as a bit dismissive for what you're describing as a protest. If you were simply advocating for your fellow inmates, why didn't you just go
Proper
to the
channels wouldn't have worked.
And what the hell was I supposed to do? Send a strongly worded letter to my duly appointed representative? Wake up. The UC only responds to actions, not words. In my mind, there was no other choice. You know what? Let's move past my time at the lock so we can get to the point of this goddamned interview.
That's Jack Burton. Snake Plissken, Jack Burton. That's Kurt Russell analog. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, what else is there? Just want to do a cursory glance before we head down. Is there anything in here I would want to steal? Looking for a slate or something of the sort. I don't see it. Let's go on down. We gotta head down the elevator. And then down to the, what do they call it? The lock? See if there's a slate around here somewhere. Ooh, there's a magazine though.
Another Galvan truck.
Oh, that's unarmed damage. That's kind of lame. Here's a slate.
Where did your stellar rise to infamy begin?
In the
If
streets
I
of
exit,
New
will it keep playing?
No parents, no godparents.
I suppose it's an easy
Just
moment.
a homeless punk
They're
kid
the
robbing
best
whoever he
insurance
could for the credits.
Were these violent crimes? Murders?
I'm a bit offended you even asked that question, Gail. Sure, a few people here and there walked away with injuries, but I'm not some kind of butcher.
That doesn't sound as heartless as your reputation would imply.
Well, like I said, I was just a kid.
Were you ever caught by the authorities in New Atlantis?
Oh, dozens of times. I'd just give them a fake name, or they just slap me on the wrist and send me on my way. They obviously didn't think that I'd amount to anything and didn't want to waste their time with rehabilitation.
What changed that? Was it the robbery in 2218?
2218. Oh, yeah. The Galbank archives. Very good, Gale.
Looking to make a
You've
deal?
done your research. That would be when I rounded up a few of my buddies and we knocked the place over. Made off with a ton of credits. My first big score.
Is that why the Crimson Scar decided to bring you into their ranks?
That's right. They brought me in, taught me the ropes, and I did crimes for them for 5 years. Till I decided I wanted more. I got rid of their leader, put myself in his place, and started running the show. I've been the one in charge ever since.
Was it absolutely necessary to cut his throat and leave the body on a public street in the well?
On the street, reputation is everything. I wanted everyone in the city to know that Jasper Cricks was taking over. I think they got the message.
Huh.
I hope you've brought me something interesting. What'll it be, friend? Buying? Selling?
Selling.
The Trade Authority takes anything and everything.
Just seeing what Depot has to offer.
Fleet's got an impressive commerce system. They even managed a legitimate doctor among their ranks. Business on the Key is like no other. It's the sole reason I'm here. For the credits.
If its credits are all you want, you'll fit right in. If it was for Crimson Fleet only, how long have you been here? Why do they allow the Trade Authority?
It's the mutual benefit. The Trade Authority buys any goods of value. We don't care how you got it, only that we can profit from it. It's the fastest way to turn your hard-earned loot into legitimate credits, ready to spend. So, naturally, it made sense to establish a presence here. Why risk flying into New Atlantis or Aquila City when you can just do business here?
If credits are all you want, you fit right
Not
in.
everyone thinks so. I'm still trade authority, not a part of the fleet. There are a few, Neva included, that see me as an outsider. Regardless, as long as the fleet has goods to push, the trade authority will always maintain a presence on the key.
Let's talk business.
I'm sure we can work something out.
All right, sell. Just picked up this gun. Wait, this is sell. Didn't I pick up a refined Grendel? I did. For some reason it made it favorite. How do I unfavorite it? Well, I want to sell that and sell that. You have 11K. Is there anything else I can sell you? Misc. Sell from ship. What do we got? Weapons in a ship. We'll keep that. Spacesuits. We'll keep those. Packs. We'll sell that, I think. Maybe? Yeah, because there's nothing on it. We'll sell that. Helmets. Sell the Peacemaker helmet. Apparel. Aid, notes, resources, misc. Are we're waiting on more. We're waiting on another point so that we can do.
Your credits are always good.
So that we can do this, right? No, we've mastered. Okay. Well, you can get rid of that for me.
The trade authority. Let's see what we have. I was hoping you'd...
Okay, sell from ship. Misc. This is every time I build my ship, it just makes all this crap in here. So let's just sell it all. It's the easiest way to do it. Make a little bit of money back. Not much, but at least we can get this stuff out of our inventory.
You find anything of value, bring it here first.
Okay, so there we found 2 of 4. Maybe even more
Always ask for
of those slates, so
It's all about making those credits.
we'll go check it out. Ammo case, unlock. You guys get mad if I unlock this? This one's easy, so we can just do this, that, and those. Grenades, mine, gas mine. More ammo. There's another Crix interview.
Tell us about Jasper Crix's version of the Crimson Scar.
All I can tell you is that under my guidance, the Crimson Scar became more influential than every other syndicate combined. Here I was, 22 years old, and I had power. People that followed my orders and an endless stream of credits. Gale, I have to tell you, I was having the time of my life.
So you consider extortion, robbery, burglary, kidnapping, assault, and murder to be positive life influences?
No,
I'm only stationed on the
I
key
consider
until the
them as
heat
just
dies
means
down.
to an end. Those so-called crimes were merely stepping stones until I had enough wealth to buy the Crimson Scar a few spacecraft.
Yes, let's talk about that. It appears you weren't satisfied with terrorizing New Atlantis alone.
Oh, I've never stopped reaching, Gale. The amount of money we were making in New Atlantis was decent, but the really big scores were in space, on the cargo ships. We're talking millions of credits, maybe more. Who the hell could count it all?
Most people assume this is when the UC decided to actively set up a task force to pursue the Crimson Scar.
That's correct. Those idiots in charge of the United Colonies were clearly embarrassed that they had allowed the Crimson Scar to make the jump into space. They sent ships after us. Lots of ships. I almost think that they enjoy starting wars.
Perhaps this was the first time you had finally reached too far.
You could say that. I count my time running the Crimson Scar as a learning experience. I wouldn't say I reached too far. I'd say I reached too fast. Didn't cover all my bases. Made some stupid mistakes. One thing's for certain, though.
Weapons,
When I was
ammo,
finally arrested
mods,
and thrown into the
whatever
lock,
you need.
I had plenty to think about.
I mean, I can just take these guns off of your wall. Can I have... That's stealing. And that's stealing. Guns on the wall, not stealing. What do you got?
Alright.
Anything back here?
I've got schematics to organize.
Nuclear fuel rods. Toxin, sealant. I'll leave those there for now. Anything here? Display projector. You're selling gear. How do you get in there? Here?
Heading out. May want to look into some armor upgrades first.
Is that all you got? Okay, let's go. We've fooled around long enough.
In the fleet, you either put up, shut up, or die.
Let's go here, and then we're going to head down to the planet. Oh, we're still not on our ship yet.
Too many missions, not enough time.
Oh yeah, this is where we were initially. This is like the docks, I guess. Yes, there is too many missions and not enough time. My mission queue is maxed out. Alright, so let's go to here. I'm gonna land at the lock. We are level 26.
Landing gear. Check. Thrusters. Check.
Oh, hush.
Landings.
Alright, here we are.
About time you got here.
I told you you were wasting your time, Del.
Can I shoot him yet? And here I thought you liked surprises.
I hate surprises. Just do what I say, and you might even walk away from this without turning into a goddamn ice sculpture. And Mathis, I am running things around here, so keep your mouth shut. You got that?
Fine.
How long
All
before
right.
Mathis kills
Listen up, because
Delgado?
I am only going to go through this once. We are here to dig up any info about Grix's legacy. We are not here to scrap for loot.
I am totally
Whatever
scrapping
you
for
pick up,
loot.
Don't think, don't get creative, bring it straight to me.
Sounds simple enough.
It's so simple, even a rook like you can't screw it up.
Hold on, no scrapping. How the hell am I supposed to make money around here?
All right, that's enough. If either of you want to fly with the Crimson Fleet, then you need to follow one simple
You gave us like
rule.
four rules earlier.
When you're on a job, you do exactly what I say. No questions asked. If that doesn't work for you, just say so, and I will leave you on this ice bar without a ship. You will be dead within hours.
Yeah.
Sure.
We have a lot of ground to cover between the landing area and the lock, so let's get moving.
I see some stuff. I'm totally picking it up. Also, I really like your guys' color scheme. Red and gold. Very nice. I don't like your parka thing that you're wearing. I like this outfit. Well, Chug. Hold on. Use my cutter on these. Where do they go? Don't get in my way, dude. Aha, I'm looting. You told me not to. I find it pretty crappy how I can be shooting like this and you guys run in front and then act like I shot you.
Didn't even break a sweat.
I'm just using the Cutter. It doesn't use ammo. Like, it's just free ammo. And does how much damage now does my cutter do? 5. It says rounds 59, but like they just build up on their own. Yep. Okay, there's gonna be more of those little things that speak of the devil. That one's dead. What are you talking about? Knew we shouldn't trust me? What are you even talking about? I'm setting everything on fire and it seems to be working quite well. Taking the loot. About to level up, it looks like. You guys see that? Y'all see how cool I am with my powers? Oh, there's a lot of these things. Don't worry, fire will get it. There's 2 over this way. And 2 over this way. Hello.
Here we are. The place where Jasper Griggs laid the groundwork for finding the legacy and eventually the Crimson Fleet. The lock.
We don't know what's inside. How long was he here? What's the lock? We know that. Let's go.
Yeah, he needs to get this thing open, like, right now. It's freezing out here.
Then crank up your suit heat, Mathis, because it's probably not going to get much better once we are inside. All right, let's keep moving. Standing out here isn't doing us any good. This ID card cost a small fortune.
Are we going to become the leader of the Crimson Fleet? Is that how this is going to work? I don't like you, Mathis.
Let's go.
I also don't like having these NPCs run around because I accidentally shoot them. I'm afraid they're going to aggro on me. So tell you what, let's quick save.
First time I have been inside this part of the lock, so keep your eyes open.
It was literally like the only door.
Pull it out. If it's hostile,
How many people did the UC stick down here now?
a couple of hundred at least. Might not look like much. It's better than trying to survive on the surface.
Much better. Even with the heating on, this place looks like a goddamn dump.
Now you know why the prisoners got fed up and looked to Griggs to lead them out of here.
And that's how the Crimson Fleet began. Yeah, we've all heard the story.
Yeah, I've heard it like 5 times in the last 10 minutes.
It's history. Remember that. Now, keep your mouth shut and your eyes open.
Oh, if there's anything here, it hasn't spawned yet, or it's mechanical. Totally gonna salvage while we're here, by the way. So I imagine these missions you could have taken pretty early. So maybe that would explain why everything's such low level. Hey, we do need to pick locks though, and I will take water. Did I just hear something? Oh, this is a fight room. Maybe.
This must be where they registered the prisoners before transferring them to a cell block. Could you imagine being stuck under a ton of ice like this for the rest of your life?
Yeah, sure.
That's how
Bit
prisons
awful.
work.
Better them than us, though, am I right?
Wait, shut up a second. Did you hear that?
Terramorph. Just these things. A lot of them. Let's catch them all on fire. Thing like stunned me. Hey, we leveled up. Oh, there's still more. Ooh, 25. Let's actually shoot this one. Okay, what are we going to spend our point on? We're done with commerce. We have access to deception. Smuggling and piracy are both immoral and highly illegal and considered plagues upon assault systems. Certain undercover work may require a certain skill set. Ships 10% stronger will automatically surrender to piracy demands. We can... Wait. We could do piracy. Contraband scans are less effective. So what if we max out this and then get the contraband jammer? That might work. Diplomacy. Force a target. Below your level, stop fighting. Intimidation. Make them flee. Isolation. Do 10% weapon damage and gain 15 damage resistance for each spacesuit and helmet equipped when you don't have a companion or any crew. So we have to get rid of our crew for this to work. But more weapon damage and more damage resistance? That sounds pretty darn good. We have to get rid of our crew completely though, but we could do up to 40%. I like the idea of that. Negotiation. We can bribe. Theft, scavenging. Scavenging might not be bad. Extra credits. Conversely, we can head down this path. Weightlifting or wellness. None of these sound good over here. Martial arts. Physical. Recover from injuries. Manipulation. Ship command. Have more crew members. Have up to 8. Xenosociology. Force enemies to flee. We're not too worried about that. We can do... These are locked. We need 3 more. So we can do rifle. Do up to 30% more damage and then reload faster. We could finally do surveying and try to get our way to design and engineering, which doesn't sound bad. Or, oh, we can go all the way to the bottom here. Automated weapon systems. Turret weapons are known for their easy-to-use nature. They can make it even deadlier. Do 10% more damage and reduce all target and mode costs. What does that mean, targeting mode costs? Also, targeting mode. EM weapons. Nearby enemies take damage when you boost and have a chance to catch on fire. We can also do more starship design, particle beam weapon systems, missile weapon systems, starship engineering. Increase our repair rate. Shields might not be bad. 60% increased capacity. I think we're going to do shields. I know it's not the sexiest thing to do. Also, turrets sound good. Particle beam, I think, is what we're using. Increase crit hit. 30% more damage. Engine, energy weapons. Carry more stuff, right? Yeah, more capacity. This is a tough point. There's a lot I would like to do. And while I wouldn't mind this one, really it's just the sneak attacks, and that only does for like 1 or 2 attacks. I think we're going to go more into tech. I think we're going to start boosting our shields. Just get better at ship combat. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, please consider like, a comment, and or subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.